Hey scrapbook friends, it's Nicole, and I'm here today with the limited edition Creative Memories photo tape that I really hope is going to become permanent to our line. This is right now part of the adhesive buffet, which runs through February 22nd. Hopefully if this is popular enough, it will be brought back to a regular line. I know that I'm one that has asked several times for them to bring back the Creative Memories photo tape. And one of the reasons why is because you can make your own pocket pages. So if you remember old CM, back in the day, we had these white pocket pages. They were great for like your kid's school book or a travel book because you could just slide something into them and not have to stick it down. So maybe your child's report card or some birthday cards or thank you cards. You could stick them in here and then later on you could pull them out and still be able to look at them. They do not make these anymore, and these are the old size. So this is only like 11.5 inches. So they don't really work in our current albums, even if you can find them. But what I found a couple of years ago when I was wishing I had these is that it is possible to make your own, and the photo tape makes it so much easier. So this is an album from a couple of years ago that I did. And we had been following the Mormon Trail, and I wanted to put my little brochures and things from the National Park Service into a pocket so that they could be pulled out and accessed in case we ever, take this trip again and want to study about it, or if I have a friend that's going and they want to kind of see some of the official information. Plus, I knew if it was in a scrapbook, it wouldn't get lost. Whereas if I try to put it in my quote unquote file system, you'll never see it again. So I chose to do pockets on both sides, just like the old pocket pages, because I did not put a page protector on here. These other pages have a page protector. This one does not. And you'll see that there's a contrasting strip of paper. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, why that's kind of necessary. Not completely necessary, but definitely makes it easier. So what we're going to use is one regular CM page and one regular CM page protector for each side. So if you wanted to do two sides, you'd need two protectors. So I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm going to cut my pockets to be about 4.5 inches deep. You could do whatever size you wanted. You could even do like a 6-inch pocket and only have one pocket on a page. And because we're going to use this reinforced edge at the bottom of the page protector, this is going to be the base of our pocket. So it's strong. We know it's strong from our page protectors, using them just on our albums. But because we're not putting any tape to be the bottom of the pocket, there's nothing gummy that your brochures and stuff are going to get stuck to. So I thought about doing it just with a single layer of plastic, but then you got the chance that your tape is going to touch whatever you put in there. So I'm cutting it at 4.5 inches. The open ends are at the top and bottom. I'm lining up the sealed edge at the 4.5 inch mark. And I'm going to cut both sides because I'm going to do two pockets on my page. All right, so here we go with two pockets on my page. It really is easy to cut through the plastic of the page protector. That's all we need for cutting right now. And then we're going to take our page, and it's really helpful to have the CM Zero centering ruler. I love this ruler because of the grid marks on here, and this is going to help me to space my protector or my pocket so that it's straight. Okay, so now I'm going to take my photo tape, and the first one we're going to do, we're going to take tape and line it along this edge where it's sealed. We're going to put tape along the edge where it's sealed and tape along the top edge. So make sure you got your pocket the right way. Okay, so this is sealed, at the top and bottom. It's not a pocket yet, but it's going to be. So we're going to put tape, and you want to maybe go a hair narrower than the actual width, just so you don't go over the edge. But we're going to just line this up along the edge, top and bottom. I've had people ask me, couldn't you do this with tape runner? And I guess you could do it with tape runner, but tape runner is a little bit more opaque than this. This is more clear, and so you just don't really see the tape. It's just not as noticeable, in my opinion. But if you're watching this when the tape is not available and you want to try it with Tape Runner, there's no, there's no rules in scrapbooking. You can do what you want to do. All right, now I'm going to take my ruler, and you can see that one edge, let's see, one side has all the 1/8 whatever measurements, and there's no horizontal line right here. So I'm going to use this other edge that has the 1/2 inch line. It says 1 because we're going out from the outside, but the second line in is a 1/2 inch line. I'm going to do this 1/2 inch from the bottom. So I'm just going to line up my ruler so that I know it's straight, and I'm going to take the backing off the tape on the bottom edge only, and it is really attracting all sorts of lint on my table. Every speck from punching, every little piece of dust. So I'm lining this up just without sticking it down, and now that I feel like it's pretty straight, I'll stick that down and press it on. And I mean, it is not invisible. It doesn't, I don't pretend that it's invisible, but you really don't notice it on a white page. I haven't tried this on a black page. You might see it more. It doesn't rub in quite as well as it does on paper, just because the plastic, it doesn't like squish into the plastic in the same way. And then make sure that I don't have any crumbs. We'll peel off this back piece and just kind of roll it down so that I know that this piece is also straight. Okay, so now I've adhered the top and bottom. This is still loose. This flap is still loose. A little bit of a bubble. No, I think it looks good. Looks good. We'll rub that in. Oh, a little crumb got in here. I'm going to scrape that out with my fingernail. No crumbs. Actually, that's not going to matter, because the next step we're going to do before we make the pocket is we're going to take a strip of contrasting paper. You don't have to use contrasting. You can use cardstock if you want it to hide. I'm just going to use this because this is what I have, what I always use, you guys know. I cut mine about 1.5 inches. This is probably not completely necessary, but I found that with the other page that I did, if I didn't do this step, the little pockets tended to catch on this edge of the plastic. So by putting this paper in, it just gives it a little bit of, it protects the inside edge of the plastic, because you don't want it to go behind the plastic. You want it to go between the plastic. So I'm going to use this piece of white cardstock. You know which piece of white cardstock I use. Always like these free pieces of white cardstock from our paper packs. And you could use your tape runner, but mine's clear over there, so I'm gonna just use the photo tape. It's like being reunited with an old friend, you guys. I'm really, really loving this. Except for, this part with the little trash, but that's okay too. And then I'm just going to cover up this top edge. And like I say, if you saw my original one, I used designer paper. Come out, you crumb. Okay. And then we're going to stick down the two sides of our pocket with more of the photo tape. And what's really nice about this is because it has this wax paper backing, it's not gonna stick to the top piece until you're ready to stick it down. So measure out my little piece. Better to be a little bit too short than a little bit too long. All right. Actually, I got this on a little crooked. Oh well. And then we'll peel. I'm going to fold this back. I'm going to peel both sides off at once. And then again, I'm just going to kind of roll it down so that it's pretty even. I did get this one on the bottom piece a little crooked, so I'm going to see if we can straighten that out. So there we go. So there's my pocket. Lost my little cards that I was tucking in. Oh, here's one. So, you know, because I put this here, I can stick it in the pocket like this. This is not strictly necessary. I mean, you really could just do the pocket. But I feel like if you didn't, then it's more likely that people are going to put this and go behind. Okay. And it is way prettier when you use that contrasting piece of paper. It allows you to decorate this page a little bit more to your theme. And then we would just do the same thing with this one. I think what I would do when sticking it down would be to, I think I would probably want this more like 1 inch. That maybe is, that's probably all right. About 1 inch from the top. So I'll go ahead and do it. I wasn't going to. I figure you guys got it, but since I'm already here, since you're already here, let's just quick stick this down. Our other little pocket. Okay, so I'm doing 2 strips across the side. I did not do, or the top and bottom, I did not do the sides on the back piece because I didn't feel like it was necessary. So for this one, I'm going to do it the opposite way because I want the seams to be in this, you know, the pockets to be in the same direction. But I'm still going to use my little ruler so that I can make sure it's straight, and I'm going to line up the edge that's closest to the ruler, which in this case is the one that doesn't have the reinforced edge. And I don't know if you guys can see how it's lining up, but I can see it. All right, so now I've got the first one down, and then I'll just carefully roll down the next one. Once again, I'm going to take a piece of paper, cardstock. Paper might have worked better, and actually I think a regular tape would have worked. Oh, I'm going to do 1.5 inches. I think regular tape runner might have worked better than my photo tape. Just swap out my repo. So I'll use the regular tape runner. Remind you of the trick that when you're trying to reload your tape runner, look for this little white slidey thing and line that up with the sticky edge. That's how you know how to do your tape runner. Put that in here. And I'll use the tape runner on this. Actually, looking at this, the tape runner tape is also pretty opaque, but you don't have that protection to keep it from sticking before you're ready. Actually went off the edge. So this one at the top, you know, you can go all the way to the top, and that makes it easy to know how to align it. And then we'll make the actual pocket by sealing up these 2 sides. And I like to stick it down on the pocket, the bottom, and not on the top flap, because I feel like it makes it easier to make it straight. All right. So again, I'm going to fold this back. I'm going to peel off the protective coating on both of these at the same time and kind of bring it back from the middle, roll it up so that it is straight. Now I do notice that it doesn't disappear quite as much on this section. So if you see where the plastic sticks to the cardstock, it really kind of goes invisible. Not as invisible in this white section, I think, because it's plastic sticking to plastic. Here we've got our other piece that we can stick a pocket in, a piece of memorabilia. If I could find another. Oh, look, here's a picture. So you could put a picture in here. You could put a card. If someone sent you a note, here's a cute card that one of my friends sent me. You know, you could put this card in here. Things that you want to be able to pull out and look at later. And there you've made your own pocket page that will work in your album. And this tape is super strong and photo safe, all the things we know and love about Creative Memories adhesive, but it gives you the chance to make a pocket page to work in your albums, even though Creative Memories right now is not making them for us. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. in the comments. I will try to answer them. I hope you'll give it a try. I mean, really all you need is the photo tape and things you already have. So, I mean, like I say, you could try it with the tape runner. It would use a lot of tape runner. That hurts my heart when I hear people, you know, doing 12 inches of tape runner in a way that I don't feel when you're using the photo tape. So if you have any questions, please ask me. I hope that you will try this and that this will help you put some memorabilia and cards and postcards and flyers and some of those things in your albums that you want to be able to pull out and look at again later. All right, thank you so much and happy scrapbooking.